Good afternoon. My name is Angela Jacobs, and I will be talking with you today regarding the fundamentals of developing a winning offer. Just a little bit about myself. I recently retired from the federal government. I spent 30 years working as a contracting official, and what I seen was small businesses struggle with composing and submitting an offer, or what we call a technical acceptable proposal in response to government solicitations. And so today I want to talk with you regarding some essential steps that are needed to ensure that you are doing your due diligence in regards to preparing, composing, and submitting an acceptable, technical acceptable offer in response to those solicitations. And so I have three objectives today. Number one is to provide you with a proven systematic approach that you can use over and over again as you respond to these government solicitations. And I also want to talk with you a little bit about after contract award, if you are successful, some things or some tips that you can do to make sure that you are successfully performing the contract. And then I want to discuss another objective is to discuss the importance of processes. And so, step number one is making sure that you understand the solicitation. The government issued three types of solicitation. The first type is what we call simplified acquisition procedures. It's in FAR Part 13. It's a request for quotation. They ask for very limited information. Normally, under a request for quotations, they go up to, the dollar value of those are up to 7.5 million, and the response time is anywhere from 10 to 30 days. The next type of solicitation is invitation for bids. They call them sealed bids, and it's in FAR Part 14. The government will provide everything that you need to submit a price, because that's all that they're looking for under an IFB is a price. They're going to provide you with the statement of work, the drawings, the wages, the quality requirements. They're going to provide you with everything that you need to submit their price. The next one, which is the one that we're going to talk about a little bit more in detail, is what we call a request for a proposal. They're over $7.5 million normally. They're for services, construction, and they require in-depth submission most times. Most often, they require in-depth submission. And what I mean by that, they have a section of what they call Section L and M, and we're going to talk about those two sections. Section L is what the government wants you to submit. They're going to tell you everything that they want to see in your proposal. And in Section M, they're going to tell you how they're going to evaluate that information. And so once you find a proposal, let me say a solicitation that you would like to respond to, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get that solicitation and you want to read it. And you want to read it and you want to read it again. You want to write a summary of the scope of work to make sure that you thoroughly understand it. You want to go through what we call Section C, where the scope of work, it tells you exactly tasks and functions the government need for you to perform if you are awarded the contract. You want to read the instructions, and we're going to talk about those instructions. Not only you want to read them, we're going to talk about breaking it down to make sure that you're not missing anything. You're going to read the evaluation factors so you'll know exactly how the government is going to evaluate. You want to look for any inconsistencies. In one section, the government may say, submit 5 pages. In another section, they may say submit 10 pages. So that's an inconsistency you want to bring to their attention early on. You want to look for any key deliverables, any key dates, site visits, pre-proposal conferences, things of that nature. And then you want to identify any critical skill set that's needed to perform the work as well. Because if you decide to move forward, you're going to need to reach out to those individuals early on to see if they are willing to support the requirement if you are successful. And so once you have read the solicitation, you want to make a decision as to whether or not you want to bid or no bid. Yay or nay? And so once you hypothetically have made the decision to move forward, then you want to pull together your team. Again, you're going to only have about 30 days to respond to the solicitation. So you want to pull together your technical team, who's going to give you technical input, a technical approach onto how the government, how the small business is going to approach the requirement, a pricing team for your pricing, any subcontractors that you may need, a past performance, pulling together your past performance information. And so you want to divvy out assignments as you pull together your team and making sure that you're giving them a suspense date to get the information back to you so that you can start to put together a proposal. All right. And so once you put together their proposal, then you want to make sure that it's time for review. Get it out of your hands and get it into someone else's hands so they can go through it and they can make sure that you've done your due diligence. And so there's all different kind of ways to review those proposals. They call them red teams, blue teams, green teams. They're all looking for different things. And so the most important thing is making sure that you have complied with Section L and that you're not missing anything. It is a huge mistake. If the government say provide a quality control plan and I want to see A, B, and C, that's what you need to submit. Some people, not people, but some small businesses, they just want to submit A and B. You got to follow that solicitation to the T. And so a best practice is to go ahead and outline L and M, put them side by side in some type of matrix so that you can see that you have captured everything in your proposal. So in a nutshell, that's it. So read the solicitation, pull together your team, divvy it out to all the subject matter experts, get their input, review, and then you're ready for submission. And that concludes this portion on how to submit a winning offer. Thank you.